Hey, welcome to our daily edition of Friend of God. We're taking this directly from our new book called Friend of God, Letting Jesus Say Who You Really Are, because we really believe that when you learn how Jesus defines you, it changes how you define you. You are not the sum of your mistakes and victories. You are who Jesus says you are. You are the one He loves. Thus, you are a friend of God. And in this incredible journey through the writings of John, we see John telling us over and over again, this is what it looks like to be loved by Jesus. And so through 40 days, we're going to take a look at what Jesus is showing to John, and thus John is showing to us. That John comes to the conclusion that I am the one that Jesus loves, and thus we can come to that same conclusion. So, every day, we're going to take one of these chapters and give you just a very quick thing to think about and pray about for that day. And so here is today's episode. Day 21. I am the one with a light in the darkness. If you've read today's reading, you know it's a pretty funny story of a guy by the name of Mutlu, as if that isn't funny enough, who gets so drunk out in the woods with a group of friends, he wanders off. And then later on, when he can't be found, a search party is sent out, and he joins his own search party, looking for himself. Now, maybe that's not been your case, but we've all been lost before. Maybe it's lost in our pride. Maybe it's lost in our confusion. Maybe it's just lost with our search for finding some kind of significance. And that's where this chapter leads us today. As we now get into the epistles that John writes, and this one in 1 John, we read about how Jesus is a light in the darkness, which leads us out of our own sin and shame and wandering. So here's a point to ponder. When have you been lost before? Maybe in a mall, grocery store, perhaps out in the woods, maybe on a dark desert highway, cool wind in your hair, whatever it might be. And here's a prayer to pray. Jesus, help me see all the things by your light. What is it that you need to bring the light of Jesus to? Maybe you've used the light of your own wisdom, your own intellect, your use of spirituality and other mediums. But what if you brought the light of Jesus and only that light to your situation? What would He have you do? Where would He have you go? Light and life to all He brings. Well, I hope that was helpful for you today. Take that with you throughout the remainder of your day. We'll be back tomorrow with another daily edition. Make sure you check us out on YouTube and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll be back tomorrow with another daily edition of Friend of God.